at this moment, I would like to ask Mr. Shafiqul Bhai to talk about his career, what he does, and how young people can benefit it from what you do. If they want to be like you, what are the activities they can take, and what are the mistakes people do early in their careers, and how they can move on. So if you can talk about something about your role and how about the accounting profession, so then our audience will be highly benefited from your discussions. Shafiqul Islam, over to you.
Thank you, Nafiz bhai. Basically, when I just completed my graduation, many of my friends have joined in MNCs and large companies. So they immediately earn money, earn money. But what I had to do, I have admitted into chartered accountancy firm, and and side by side I had to complete my MBA as well. So my friends who have just completed their graduation, start job, they earning money, and at that time I had to stay another 3.5 years for my CA articleship. And as Shariful Bhai is there as well, being a chartered accountant, it's mandatory to have a articleship under any chartered accountancy firm. So what at the end of my articleship period, when I qualified being a chartered accountant, I joined in the job sector. For a chartered accountant, there are two options. You can have your own practicing firm, and you can be in the industry. So there is two part. One is a practicing chartered accountant, and other is they are doing a job for others, like joining any MNC as a finance manager, head of finance, like that. So it is a tough call for any especially accounting background graduate people, whether they pursued for a professional degree or they start their job. That is that at that point everyone have had a dilemma, because there is a opportunity to earn money immediately, because pursuing BBA accounting from a reputed university, public university in Bangladesh, they can start join in a bank or any MNC company or even local company. They start with a very reasonable amount of money. So we had to wait for at least 3-4 years to further education, like completing my chartered accountancy. Side by side, I had to complete my MBA as well. So that is the beauty of this profession, because as per Mr. Endu's presentation, so he particularly mentioned something, especially the feasibility of any investment decision. So if I want to compare education or career as an investment, so I can easily relate it a person who just completed his graduation, whether she start doing job with a 30K, 40K, 50K thousand, or he or she should wait for pursuing any professional degree, like a finance people can pursue for CFA, a accountant, that is chartered accounting, BBA in accounting or management, or even finance, they can pursue chartered accountancy or ACCA or CIMA, anything. So if they invest their another 3 to 4 years for pursuing any professional degree, that will pay off. Because Mr. As it was a very fantastic presentation, investing in properties and investment in different portfolio, but it is also very important to invest in your education or in your career plan. So I have I done so, because I didn't join any firm initially. I just completed my CMA within 2 years. I took very short time. Then I joined a multinational company that is called Sanofi Bangladesh. Previously, it was not Sanofi; it was Phison's Bangladesh and Sanofi Aventis Bangladesh Limited. Now it's Sanofi. Then when I qualified CMA, then I start again joining PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, for pursuing my chartered accountancy. So another 2 years I have to invest. So being as you know, if you just observe how many CFO or head of finance converted their position into CEO, it's global. If you consider global trend, many if you consider the Fortune 500 companies, almost for more than 40% of the global Fortune 500 CEO came from the finance background, especially accounting and finance. So if you want to be a CFO for for your goal and ultimate goal to be a CEO of any company, so you need to invest for a professional degree. Like Shariful Bhai is a CPA, you CFA, and obviously our presenter, keynote speaker, he's a academician as well as is a CFA. So that is the suggestion for the young people. They can immediately earn money, but my suggestion, who can run his educational expense and living cost, especially in Bangladesh. If you consider in Dhaka, like Kamrul Bhai, me, all are coming from a rural, at least for a district places, like I'm from. So we have to settle Dhaka for our graduation. Then we have to pursue for because we came from a very middle class family. So our family is sometimes it's very costly to after completing my graduation or masters, still we have to study for 4 5 years. It's sometimes difficult. But any young people who just completed her graduation or masters, if they can alternative arrange their living cost or education cost, I think it is wise to have pursue for any professional degree. So that is the initial thing.
So just my one question related to this,
Right,
you talked about like professional degrees like chartered
right,
accountancy or chartered financial analyst. So people can decide whether they want to go for accounting or
right,
finance যদি যেতে চায়. In fact, when I grew up, when I started my like SSC and HSC, I did not know about finance much. I did not know about CFA. So and আমাদের কান্ট্রিতে চার্টার্ড অ্যাকাউন্টের একটা হিস্ট্রি আছে এবং তারা বেশ well reputed in the society. CFA এর হিস্ট্রিটা আমাদের দেশে ওরকম বড় না.
right,
So I thought I would like to pursue chartered accountancy, but when I started studying in finance, Dhaka University, and also I knew that if I start my chartered accountancy after completing my BBA, so I thought about that opportunity cost. Like if I go for the chartered accountancy, I have to spend 3 years or 4 years, and those
right,
it's like the payments are very small. We are talking about chartered accountancy. I'm at my office, and in front of me, people from Hudavasi actually accounting my auditing my funds. So the
right,
funds we manage,
right.
they are auditing. So at that moment, you don't earn much. So obviously, I thought about that. Obviously, opportunity cost of my starting doing chartered accountancy will be more. So I went for the
Exactly.
CFA because the beauty of CFA and also SCC and other things, you can do that while you are studying or while you are doing your job. So I've
Right.
gone for that. But my question is to you, why people need a professional designation? They are studying in universities, learning. Why they need to go for professional designation? If people don't go for professional designation, what they might lose, or what are the alternative cost and benefit of not doing it?
Basically, for any academic degree like BBA, MBA, as you do BBA from Dhaka University, I also do my BBA and MBA from public university, Khulna University, and then BBA, MBA from Dhaka University. So, fact is that for any academic degree, there is mostly theoretical part. But when I pursuing for a CA, there is a interesting course curriculum, because for the first 6 months or 1 year, I could not sit for exam. I have to do the practical training. So when the CA, especially particularly, I also a qualified management accountant, CMA, and also a charter secretary. But if you compare the SCCA, CIMA, charter secretary, this and compared to charter accountancy, this particular profession is interesting because you have to have a hands-on practical experience alongside your academic part. So this sort of academic versus top level executive, because as you mentioned that Hudavasi is your auditor. So a person who just completed his BBA, joined Hudavasi as an article student, he had the opportunity to meet with Nafis Al Tarek, the CEO of any company. So that sort of huge exposure for the charter accountants, especially for the big firms like like me, PwC, KPMG, Hudavasi, that sort of firm. So that is the main difference, I think. Other than that, academic, because it's complementing. Because when I do a BBA, MBA, it helps to pass my CMA, CA, charter secretary, because it is complementing. Not like that, it not help, because a person from a history background or a English literature or political science, if they decide, we have, because if you consider Bangladesh chartered accountancy, 80% came from accounting or finance background. Apart from this 20%, 10 maybe other faculties of business faculty like marketing, and the 10% is basically a different background, like civil engineer from BUET, political science, history, English literature, but they have had to face a hurdle because they have not the basic background or the foundation of accounting, finance, all these things. During our BBA and MBA period, we have almost, the 28 subject of all, almost the finance, accounting, almost similar. Or if you consider the accounting subjects and the finance subjects, 6 core subjects are different. Apart from these 22 subjects were common at our time. I don't know what is your, but basically we have the principal accounting, intermediate accounting, we have the basic finance, we have the basic finance and the advanced finance as well, that is portfolio management. So we had to read the that is strategic management, we had to strategic management accounting. So that sort of things, when we sit for the CA exam, it helps a lot for the academic background. But for any professional degree, it mature your academic background, it will add value to your academic background. So any person who started after completing her BBA or MBA job, he may be the CFO or CEO of any company, but his solid background, sometimes it is difficult to do as a CEO. But when you have a solid academic background as well as a professional degree, it helps you a lot to be the top of any organization. Nafiz bhai.
Thank you for such a detailed answer, Shafiqul bhai.